joined as always my brother standing here in 6'6", 295 pounds. Tony is in the building. How we feeling today?
Shit, I could, four fingers in the ground and get on the edge.
That's yeah, man. I'm just glad it's no longer a Zion joke. Um,
295 is crazy. 295 is insane.
that's nigga said he was at. I never really believed the 300 comments like this outside of like jokes, but there was definitely a time where I was just kind of looking. I'm like, yeah, I could see like not like the LeBron Miami 270
300
I'm
is a
trying to tell us
lot.
he was, but
300 is a lot.
300 is a lot. But if you not one,
270 I could buy. I could buy 270.
that nigga had he was a. I know it's his second year. Now, his second year he was out here looking a little crazy. But then anytime he gets back on the court, he's doing fucking 360 windmill dunks, and I'm just like, that's not a normal human. So I'm like, I get tricked. I'm just like, he can do shit other people can't do, even
That's
if
some
he's
in
not the
his
most
sleep
committed.
shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes,
He'll
like
probably
they
be
get
able to
back
do
on
that until
Luca.
he's like in his 50s. Like that's just something he'll be able to do. Like Vince Carter, like that's
Oh,
just something he'll be able to do.
oh yeah, no, he just got like that natural like extra level athlete shit. He just got that in spades because he's not even like a great defender. He tries better now than he did his rookie year, but there's some shit where you just see like twitchiness and he'll get chased down blocks like LeBron does, and it's like, all right, that's not even like that's not technique, nigga. You out here built different than everybody else. Oh man, I'm what was I about to say? Man, nah, niggas don't hear talking about the Pelicans. Moving on. We're gonna get a lot of stuff this week, including uh we didn't get because it got cut off. Your actual opinion on Lou Dirt, which I'm gonna bring back up in the show. Now he went
Loser.
back to back. So now
Loser.
niggas going you swing on me once, we can maybe say that's a one time thing. Now you just swinging on the MVP, one of the two best players in the world, just like it within 10 days. Like, come on, bro. Like you gotta come on now. But before we get to that, Will will be joining us here in about 30, 40 minutes. He's got to do some dad shit. Who are we listening to this week?
My rapper of the week, or rappers of the week, if you will, is 3 6 Mafia. 30 years since their second album, I think it is, or second, really first big album, had which is The End, Chapter One, The End. It had Turn the Club Up on there, which is obviously one of their first big records. Listening to a lot of 96 stuff with it being 30 years for a lot of classic albums, because 96 was flooded with classic albums.
That's a
Um,
fact.
so yeah, 3 6 Mafia is my rapper of the week, rappers of the week, because they are probably the most, I don't want to say they're the most influential rap group, but they are the most, um how can I put it? They are the group where their music has lasted the longest based on the amount of times they've been sampled, based on Juicy J's relevance still. Like, no, I don't think there's a rap group, because the Osleys have been sampled to
Yeah,
space and back
that's
since
a
the
different
damn
ball
six
game.
since the 60s. But the as far as rap groups go, there's no rap group that's been more sampled than 3 6 Mafia. And we talking about shit from the early 90s to now. So
If we doing sample, I think you're right. If we doing like just short list of, because if you doing just like biggest rap groups, because I wouldn't put them, and maybe this is unfair. I put them kind of in a different group, a basis than like the Locks. To me, and I would even put them in a different group than like even someone like Outkast. Like the groups that I feel like everybody is gonna immediately go to for like, all right, who's the biggest rap group ever? It's like you have niggas who put Migos in there, you gonna have the Locks in there, Outkast is gonna be in there. I
the biggest
feel
rap group
like
ever is, I mean, the biggest rap group ever, number wise and longevity wise, is still Wu Tang.
yeah, but see, and that's okay. So we were gonna get to them, and I think that's also I put them just in a different group. Like that, I put them just kind of in a different category because a man, there's a lot of niggas in Wu Tang, and it's like and they don't. Man, they're gonna kill me if I say that. I don't because I when they say like you can't compare eras in sports and rap shit, like Wu Tang is one of the best examples of that because I don't know how you compare something like Wu Tang and what Migos did. I don't know how you compare something like Wu Tang and what 3 6 does. Like to me, they're vastly different. You get more variety in groups than even you do sometimes in like solo rappers.
I
And
don't think you
so,
compare them. I think it's just a matter of like, I think I would say when you compare rap groups, I think it's tough to compare them musically because every rap group, literally every rap group is different. I don't think there's one rap group to the next where it's making the same type of music. Like even if you go back to the eras, like Wu Tang didn't make the same music as the Hot Boys, and like
mhm,
the Hot Boys didn't make the same music as 3 6 Mafia, and 3 6 Mafia didn't make the same music as the Ghetto Boys. Like it can be rooted in the same way when you're talking about the streets, or you're talking about, like glamorizing the capitalistic side of drug dealing and shit like that, or just whatever. But
mhm,
just like musically, it's just different music. Like the content may be the same, but the music itself is definitely different. Um, Ghetto Boys and 3 6 is probably closer, but it's obviously just different.
mhm. No, 1,000%. My rappers of the week, and a funny note, for my co-rappers of the week, and they might not fuck with each other, but that's fine with me because I don't got to know these niggas in real life, so I just enjoy the music. Uh, but shout out to 15 Ti, man. Just going back and listening to, like, y'all don't gotta like each other, and I'm totally fine with that. It don't change my life one bit. I can go back and listen to the Massacre. I can go back and listen to Get Rich or Die Trying. I can go back and listen to King. I can go back like all this shit. To me, I'm just like, and I say this a lot when we bring up rap of the week is like generally because if you're somebody that I already fuck with, you either in the news because it's like a celebratory moment, or you in the news because you drop a new music. It's kind of when I take the time to go back and listen. And so I referenced your tweet last week when we said we weren't going to talk about it, and I'm not. Is I don't really care if 50 Cent sounds like at I think he's exactly 50 or 51 now. Like I don't care what his music sounds like today. You're not going to take away who 50 Cent was musically. And the same shit with Ti. I don't gotta really care for, although I do like the single. I don't gotta care for what Ti sounds like. I think he's also early 50s or late 40s. But I can go back and listen to like y'all both got classic projects in my opinion. Y'all both have a classic sound. Um, and if y'all don't like each other, I don't give a fuck. That's between y'all. So, um,
These
to the
ain't
group thing,
also these ain't two of the most like cleanest niggas when you think about like shit on their
nah,
name over the last 10 to 20 years. So it's like that's such a nothing beef to me. Like I like it's such a nothing beef.
it's y'all just a. I've hit the point like the last couple years where I'm like, it is kind of, and I think they're handling it fine. Like 50's always gonna do memes because that's just what he does. But I'm like, y'all niggas at your age, like there ain't no reason to like be like to like want to hurt the other person outside of releasing the song. Like y'all is not really, and because of who 50 Cent was, I'm like, he's gonna make memes because it's such a drastic comparison for who used to be to who he is now. And I'm just like, hey, look, man, Massacre still hits. Uh,
I bet Gunplay wish 50 Cent just had memes. I bet I bet Gunplay wish it was just memes with him.
that's a fact. Um, Also, shout out to the new Power theme song that he did with Leon Thomas. That shit's hard as fuck. Like, shout out to Leon Thomas. Y'all, you saw him live, didn't you?
Yeah, in the fall.
Is he dope live?
Very, very dope. It's very dope. I said, this motherfucker may be the most talented person I've ever seen in my life.
Damn, damn. Off Nick.
Like he's Jamie Foxx talented. Like he can act. We saw that before we even knew how good he was at music. He's a great songwriter. The motherfucker can play guitar. He can sing his ass off. He played the drums. He could have did that concert by himself if he wanted to. Like he's he's funny. Like he's one of the most talent. He's probably like I said. He may be the most talented person I've ever seen like in person. And I've seen the weekend.
See, we got different opinion on the weekend, but that's a different
It's
argument for
neither
another
here
day.
nor there. It's neither here nor
That
there.
yeah. Now, Jamie at one point was probably the most talented person in Hollywood because Jamie literally could go into several different mediums and be fire at all of them. And it's like, all right, nigga, you got to share some of these skills. Like, you can't just have all that shit wrapped up in one person. Um, to the before we get into the free agency here, because this I saw, it's not in the topic list, and I don't want to spend too long on it. But they put out a list, and it was like top 10 rappers who don't have a classics, and both Andre and Jadakiss made that list. And when you were talking about rap groups, it made me think how hard it is for the ones that spend like prolonged time in a group. Is it does feel like it's hard to recognize their solo projects as classics. Um, so it's like why I don't count Wayne is because Wayne's career now it's so drastically more solo than it was with a group. It's like okay, he was able to get away from the Hot Boys. Is but I was curious on your opinion. Like, is it tough if we all because we all consider Outkast has a classic album, but niggas like well Andre doesn't have a solo album. Do you think Kiss has a classic album?
Uh, I think I think "Kiss the Game Goodbye" it's a classic to me, but it's not a universal classic. And I think that is a thing. Like you can have personal classics, but universal classics exist. They just do. Like All Eyes on Me is a universal classic. The Blueprint is a universal classic. Ready to Die, Life After Death, universal classics. Me Against the World, universal classic. Like Illmatic, universal classic. Like those exist. So I don't think that Reasonable Doubt, I think for the most part, universal classics, but Jay has his haters, so that happens. But but
That's a tough album to hate on.
you'd be surprised. But
That's
universal classics exist. So yeah, Kiss doesn't have like a solo classic album, but when you rap at the level of an Andre, when you rap at the level of a Jadakiss, that just does not matter. It just does not matter.
that's
And it speaks to those two guys, specifically Andre, but definitely for Kiss, where it's like you can be in top five conversations, you can be in top 10 conversations, you can be someone's GOAT without a classic album. That speaks to the high level of rapping that you have done or still do in the case of Kiss.
no, I agree entirely. I think the fact of they are so well respected, despite people may be feeling like you didn't put out that quote unquote full body of work. Like niggas just know, like you ain't gonna find a whole lot of people who are like, yeah, I could be Kiss. Like you ain't gonna find a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, I could rap with Andre. Like it's like no, these niggas are different, and it's okay. Um, but I sim with that. And again, yeah,
What was the list?
starting
Do you
with
remember the list? Because I never saw it.
I could
I
pull
just
it
know
up real
Drake
quick.
always comes up in this, and it's always so funny. Like the Drake shit.
That's he does. So that's the he got brought. He's not on the list. I think they did. I think they called "Take Care" his classic. Um, and so top 10 rappers without a classic album, which I think again the idea Drake doesn't have a classic. I think there's 3 or 4 projects you can argue are close to it enough where I'm like, I'm really close personally. Nothing was the same. Get me on a good day. I might call that shit a classic. Nothing was the same.
I
It's crazy to me.
I think to a lot of like rap people, that's his closest to a classic because nothing was the same. Like for me personally, I always say Take Care is a classic R&B album. Like I think Take Care is a
Mm,
classic album. I just think it's a classic R&B album. Nothing was the same as
okay.
the closest he has to like a classic rap album. Am I all the way there with Nothing Was the Same? Like you said, depending on the day. But I will give him a classic album. Just the rap classic is it's a debate to have. But you found the list.
Yeah. And to end the Drake point, when you somebody the same way we talk about like the way Kiss and Andre raps, if you've put out as much good music as Drake has over the course of his career, I don't really give a fuck if people want to say one specific album's a classic. Like nigga, you've been all up and down the charts. You have impacted an era. Like I don't care if you want to say this one specific album. So at 10 they got Cannabis. 9 they got Andre. 8 Busta.
Andre
Busta's
being nine is
tough.
so funny because it's just like Andre don't have a solo album, so it's like you should be
That's
one.
how. That's Nigga
Oh,
gives
as you
us
said,
a. He had It's like a verse or two a year for about a 5 6 year stretch, and then it goes back into hiding. Nigga don't even want to rap. Nigga wants to play
Yeah,
flute.
he don't even rap anymore. That's the thing. That's funny. They said Buster.
Yeah, because Andre technically has a solo album now. It's just the flute shit.
It's just a flute out here, right? Buster is
Which
tough
is
because that's probably true, but Buster just got so many hits though. So like it's kind of the Drake thing where it's like Buster probably has some albums where it's like you can say it's super close, but it don't matter. Like Buster has hits on hits on hits. Another person
and
I've
he
seen
is.
live.
And Busta has such a unique style. Like, if you want to, like, he's a classic performer and artist. They do say
Hmm.
Big Bang's the closest they gave him to having a classic album.
Fair.
Which, um,
I said I seen the weekend, and I'm sitting here thinking like stupid. You saw Missy Elliott. Like that's on me. That's my hand up.
that's
That- and
Missy is.
I love the weekend like the next person, but I saw Missy. So yeah, Missy and Leon Thomas are probably the two most talented people I've seen live before.
7 is Luda.
Ludacris ain't got a classic. Stop it. Stop it.
It's
Stop it.
this is where I think the
Stop it.
universal. I think this is where the universal class. This is where you actually get like the divide of like what is a Southern classic, like, and they didn't want to give Atlanta outside of. I mean, arguably Ti technically did it. If I remember years right. Ti probably would have
Hmm.
had the first in terms of year wise. They were like, all right, no, this shit goes. Because I don't even really like Wayne again is in a different boat because I think it's yes, it's a Southern artist, but I think he's different than what I think of like Ti Luda.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I would probably give Luda one now, but in real time and to say a universal classic, I understand why people would probably say Luda doesn't have one. I don't agree
I,
with it, but
I was gonna say I can understand it, but like that's so hard for me to get behind that Ludacris don't have a classic, man. Because at a point, our album has too many hits not to be a classic. That's the
I agree.
reality. It gets to a point where the album has too many hits not to be a classic.
I agree. Um, man, look, now Luda's got a great discography. Like
Incredible,
it
incredible.
is. And again, the uniqueness of sound, like you not confusing Ludacris with anybody else. And to me, I give that points. Inspect the Deck was 6.
That is
Uh,
fair.
everyone's favorite. Now this one's fair, and this nigga might be the best like word for word rapper on the planet. But Black Thought is 5.
Black
Black
Thought is
and Black.
Black Thought is fair too.
They put Fab at 4.
That's very funny.
I wouldn't have Fab this high. I do agree Fab doesn't have a classic. Like I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't say he's above. Again, their list is kind of weird because it's not just how good of a rapper, but they are taking career into consideration, which I think is why. I think specifically solo career. So obviously that's gonna be held against Andre.
Right.
3 is
The
Kiss.
fucked up thing about Fab real quick is that if Fab if they approach Ghetto Fabulous in the way that you would approach an artist like Fab now, he would have had a classic
Oh,
because
absolutely.
you approaching it to make a mainstream project to be successful, especially this 2001. So this is like Nelly, this is M, this is Jay and Rockefeller. Like this is peak. It got to hit the charts. It got to be big. Type shit. And I think that the thing with Fab is like Fab kind of just came out too early because I think he could make if Fab comes out 15, 16 years later, if Fab is a 2010s artist for like, and that's the first time we hearing Fabulous, and he still has that high level of rapping, I think it would have kind of worked out differently. But I do get that though. So Fab is on there, and then you say, go ahead.
Kiss is 3. If Fab came out in 2010, now they have. I think they now have distinct styles. If Fab came out in 2010, he's Drake. Like if Fab got to use
That's a
Instagram,
take. That's a
if if
take.
Fab had Instagram, could you? There, like Drake has the most caption raps of anybody. I don't say that to be like disrespectful to say like, oh, the raps
Yeah,
are
it's just
bad,
a,
but
just a thing. It is what it is.
yeah, Fab is number 2 on that list. And
Fab number two on the caption list.
Fab is number two
Eh.
to a mainstream audience. So like I'm taking away like not every because if you just want like hard one-liners, like then you could get into other conversations. Like Kiss would be high on like just hard one-liners you could caption, but that's not gonna hit like mainstream, especially because to be a caption rapper, you need the girls, like just flat out. You need girls to want to caption your
That
stuff,
is true.
and Fab did that better than anybody. But again, that era you throw him in, he's like in the Rap Hall of Fame. Who's going in this year? It's Kuechly, Fitz for the NFL. It's Kuechly, Fitz, Drew. Um, I'm blanking. But like you like the fourth nigga going in with them. Like, yeah, you a Hall of
Mm-hmm.
Famer, but you not Drew Brees or Larry Fitzgerald or Luke Kuechly. Like you in that like second row of Hall of Famers, and that's who Fab is. Which
Right.
isn't a bad career at all. But like, look, man, somebody got to run into these niggas. Like, Kiss is three. Kiss is tough because I love almost all of Kiss's albums, and so. But I could understand also if they say it's not a classic, but Kiss again just to me has too much good music and too many high quality raps to. I would be biased not put them on here.
Right.
Method Man is number two.
Huh. That's fair because his album got fucked in the flood. So it's like I get that. Because when you talk about Takal, you don't talk about it in the way you talk about Cuban Links or um I want to say I don't want to like Iron Man is not Ghostface's best album, but you probably prefer Iron Man over Takal too. So it's like I get that though. I get meth.
And that's 94. So Illmatic again is out everywhere and doing in real time. Illmatic is going crazy.
Hmm.
I also think too, it's just again, I do think Method Man and like I think Method Man honestly is just gonna get slightly screwed over by the fact of Wu Tang was bigger than any one of them. As big as Meth is and was, like, is Wu Tang.
Yeah, that's
So I
that's
think
that's fair. Yeah.
and Grand Puba was one.
Huh. Okay.
So this again, they did some kind of combination as far as like career ability of rapping, but they put those 10 out. Um, again, I would give Luda the benefit of the doubt in terms of having a classic. Kiss, I would, but that's probably more opinion than like outright. I like your Fab take as far as you have Ghetto Fabulous. If they had presented that differently, you could absolutely make the case. And again, he's just fighting a bunch of heavy hitters,
Because
so that's always gonna
the
feel.
thing about Fab is that if you listen to Fab from when he's first given, when he's first put into the face of the world, I'll say 98, 99. Every Clue mixtape he is on, he's bodying. Like everything he does, he's killing. Like every freestyle he's on is crazy. So the anticipation for the album is like, okay. And then when you get the album, is Ghetto Fabulous is a good fucking album. It's really good.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I think that if it's focused more on him as a rapper compared to just trying to have a more mainstream feel because of the era, I do think Fab gets a classic. But he he as we saw, Fabulous was okay. He was just fine.
That no, yeah. And again, you got early 50 in there. Like that's just a tough era to be in as far as that whole like early 2000s, late 90s. Um, yeah, man. So shout out to all of them, man. Shout out to and you don't need quote unquote a classic album if you put out enough quality music, and I think enough people. We're gonna talk about a certain player scoring more that people feel comfortable with. Like there is such a big distinction of what like regular people feel they're capable of. The careers a lot of these people have had, like these are great careers. Just because they don't end up on your top five or top 10, like 50 jokes aside, like Fab ain't struggling. Like Fab is doing just fine. Like he's happy. He's got, he made a great life for himself.
Hmm.
Um, so shout out to all those gentlemen, man. NFL free agency started this week. Niggas is getting paid. Every time the salary cap goes up, it's agents basically just start doing the Birdman rub, and they know somebody got to pay, and somebody's gonna pay for it. Uh, Shout out, thank you George Payton for doing contracts early. PS2 being the seventh highest paid corner in football. I appreciate that. Now is he gonna get
He's
30
down
plus
to
million a year?
seventh now.
He's down to seventh.
Shit.
Trent McDuffie just plays the slot, and that nigga's getting paid more than Pat Sertan. Like and and he'll get his again because just how the market's going to be shifting. He's got I think 2 more years on this deal, so he'll get paid. He came in so young. He's gonna have a chance to really get like 2 or 3 big contracts in the NFL. So
I was about to
he's
say,
gonna
what
get
is
his
he?
money.
26.
I
He
think
don't turn
so.
26 until April 14th. Shit.
No, he's young as fuck. Like it's kind of crazy. Um, we'll start here before we get into obviously your team's been involved in the quote unquote drama of the last 24 hours. Just
Yes.
some initial free agency standouts to you, guys that you've seen sign, teams. The Bengals are spending money. The Raiders look competent, which is kind of wild. Like, what's been like some of your early takeaways from the first couple of days of free agency?
Um, Commanders trying to tighten up the defense. Obviously, they gave Odafe 100 million. They added Clavon Chase on as well. So they're trying to get that defense tightened up. It was not good last year. Obviously, a lot of former Ravens following Harbaugh up to New York, which is not a surprise to me. Um, I'll talk about people's overreaction to what they've lost when we get to that part of the show. The shout out to Malik Willis, like shout out to Malik
Shout
Willis
out to Malik Willis.
for completely changing his career, changing his life. Like you saw what, just being in a competent franchise and putting some good shit on film can do for you. Like he is he is now a multi millionaire, second contract guy. He was the second quarterback taken behind Kenny Pickett. You see where Kenny Pickett is, and he's not getting 67 and a half. So shout out to Malik Willis for that. The Patriots not, they not being complacent. They signed Romeo Dubs, who I think is going to complement them pretty well. They still got Kayshawn Booty and Pop Douglas over there. So I like what the
Draymond
and
Jones too.
yeah, Draymond Jones got paid. That's another one that the Patriots added. They paid Draymond Jones, which was big. They got fucking Elijah Vera Tucker on a good deal. I'd have liked Elijah Vera Tucker to the Ravens, so that's a really good deal for him. The Bills doing what the Bills do, you know. I wanted Bradley Chubb on the Ravens. I thought he would have complimented them well. Not for that money, but get paid Bradley Chubb. I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you
Yeah.
at all. I love what the Panthers did with the Jalen Phillips signing and the Devin Lloyd signing. Jalen Phillips stayed healthy last year. People talk about the sack numbers, but it's just like I don't really worry about that. It's all about system and how kind of where you end up at. And if he's going to have more chances, which he will, with this Carolina defense to really rush the pass as a primary edge guy, I think the sack numbers will go up for him. Devin Lloyd coming off of All Pro, he got paid, and I think Carolina's in a really good spot. Obviously they won a division last year and they looked really good at times. I think this only helps them out. And Mike Evans, Mike Evans, fucking out of Tampa Bay. Never thought I'd see the day, but Mike got paid. Shout out to him. I think he absolutely helps out that San Francisco offense and what they need. You figure Ricky Pearsall will take another step. I think they redid Demarcus Robinson, so I think he's back. So he's always a good complimentary piece to have. But they read up with Tonjes. They got him back. Kittle will be back eventually. Going to be interesting how CMC looks after a lot of touches and carries last year. But I like, obviously, you still got the draft. So I like the place that San Francisco is in, bringing in Mike. Who knows what they're able to do with the IU money? That situation's got to get figured out, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. And like you said with the Raiders, obviously we're going to talk about the Max Crosby of it all, but them bringing in Quay Walker and N'Kobe Dean and getting Tyler Linderbaum, like to go along with a new quarterback and getting just more pieces in there, like I quit the Raiders narcotic. I put it down. I quit it.
That's
But I'm open to a relapse though.
no. They've
I'm
had
open.
some like
Quiddy
when you
Pay.
look
They pay.
at
They pay Quiddy Pay. Like I like the moves that the Raiders made. Jalen Naylor.
not when you look at teams in the division, and I do try like don't wrong. Publicly, I'm always gonna say, fuck the Chiefs, fuck the Raiders, fuck the Chargers. It just comes with the territory.
Fair.
But when you do look around and you like, okay, who's actually making like smart decisions? Who's actually doing like, yeah, Kenneth Walker? It's like, all right, damn, like that's good player to a team that I don't want to see do well. So I'm like, okay, understandable. The Raiders making a bunch of moves. That I'm like, okay, they got something there, and Denver stayed pretty much in house, and that scares me on two fronts. I'm not sure. I do think Bronco fans will react to some of the signings. Dre Greenlaw, who I think is a hell of a player, was Dre Greenlaw last year. He was a great player while he was there, but Dre Greenlaw just has a bunch of injury concerns, and so they prioritized the two linebackers that played all 17 games, and they said, hey, look, man, Greenlaw might be better than both of them, but if we only get 7-8 games out of them, it's not worth the pay. So I get that. It's unfortunate, especially because like him and Hufanga, they both came over together, but Hufanga wasn't all pro last year. Dre Greenlaw was injured, so I get it. It does make me nervous because, and I've been consistent about this, somebody will take the Tom Brady contract. Not Tom Brady in Tampa, but somebody will eventually at some point take the Tom Brady New England contract. I'm hoping it's my guy. But if you're making all these deals in preparation to paying him the Tom Brady in Tampa contract, now I'm a little more nervous.
When you say
Uh,
the Tom Brady and New England contract, what do you mean for the people out there?
So I've been on this for several years that I think sometimes the NFL is not as hard as people want to make it out to seem. And when it comes especially to New England, which is the longest sustained success, like high level success, anybody's if you've been alive last eight unless you was alive to see Vince Lombardi's Packers, then fine. You've seen something maybe comparable. But the Patriots being great for 2+ decades essentially, or almost 2 decades, Tom was taking like Tom was not getting paid like a top 5 quarterback. He consistently was taking less money so they could pay for other guys. And so I said this when Dak was up for his first contract. I'm like, you got that offensive line. You had, I forget at the time, it was Zeke was obviously young. I knew we were going to pay Zeke. Dez, I don't think they were going to pay anymore because I think he had basically worked his way out. But like you had these other pieces, you had guys on defense. I'm like, if Dak took a lesser deal, the Cowboys could really do something. I said the same thing
Right.
with Brock Purdy um, until I got on my trade Brock Purdy thing. But, neither here nor there. Then, and I feel the same way about Bo, where I'm like, the roster right now, you've got a top 5 defense, you got a great offensive line, receivers need some help outside of Cortland Sutton as far as being established. Hopefully, J.K. Dobbins does stay healthy. Like, you got a lot of pieces on this team, which if you get paid like how pretty much every quarterback gets paid now once they've proven, hey, I'm worthy of a second contract. All right, now instead of niggas paying 5 offensive linemen, you ain't paying 5 offensive linemen if you're paying your quarterback. All right, you got a great set. You got 4 great pass rushers. You ain't paying 4 pass rushers if you got to pay your quarterback. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's at some point, I think somebody will, especially because endorsement money is so crazy, which is why I thought Dak was going to be the guy to do it. Because if you're the Cowboys quarterback, your endorsement money is through the roof. Like, you could make as much as
Right.
you want to fucking make. So I am nervous. Now, Denver's been signing everybody early. So the thought is that they are going to sign, I think Bo's eligible. The first time you can sign was after next year. So I think they are going
Mm-hmm.
to sign him early to try to get under whatever is going to be the max value. But like, if I wake up and see the notification that it's like, okay, now Bo's one of the top 4 or 5 highest paid quarterbacks in football, I'm gonna be a little upset. Like, it just objectively, because I know what that's going to
That's fair.
mean for the rest of the team, and it's like,
But I
and I
mean, Justin, like you got to look at it
I
realistically.
know,
Like playoff
yeah,
appearance, division title, AFC championship game. Like you
I get it.
again, as I said, and I mean no disrespect to him, but you can't. Bo Nix ain't going for Baker Mayfield money at this rate. He's just not.
I
He's
get it.
not going for Baker Mayfield money.
I get it. And now the nice thing is the Walmart money is finally coming into play because like they're restructuring pretty much everybody's contract and just turning everything into a signing bonus, which not every owner is willing to do. This nigga's willing to do it because he's got so much fucking money you can't even count it. But yeah, man, I'll shout out to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, I was the critic pretty much all year. Shout out to you, man. 2 years,
Big man.
$100 million. Like you and Kirk
Big
Cousins, like
man.
y'all figuring it out. Like I'm trying to be like Daniel Jones when I grow up. I'm pretty sure I'm older than Daniel Jones, but like man,
Yeah,
Alec
you
Pierce,
are.
shout out to you. Nigga caught 47 passes, got $114 million. Shout out to you.
He caught 47 passes for a buck six though. Don't take a G6 away from him. He had 1,006 on those 47 catches.
That's true. But man, 47 catch. And again, money's all relative. I get that. But there's a lot of niggas looking like what was T.Y. Hilton's biggest contract? I'm curious. And now I'm counting pockets. What was T.Y. Hilton's biggest contract? T.Y. Hilton contract. Because
Let's
that
take a
was
look and
because
see.
he's just T.Y. Hilton got 1 year. No, that's not. I want his whichever one he signed with the Colts. T.Y. Hilton got 5 years, $65 million in 2015. Like I
Different
don't even
world,
know
man.
how many. I just like look, man. He's so shout out to Alec Pierce. Um, shout out to what the Raiders are
Ty
doing.
was cold for a long time.
He was. Then he lost his quarterback. His quarterback just woke up one day and said, "No, I don't want to do this shit no more." Which I don't blame him, but
He was
like
right. He was right too.
he was like, "I'm getting my fucking head bashed in. Like, nigga, I got a Stanford degree. I could go do a whole bunch of other stuff. I already got my one big contract. Like, I'm good. Let me go home." Um, the Chiefs, I'm a Chiefs hater, but like I think this Chiefs team right now, this is by far like Kenneth Walker's a good signing, but this I think is by far like the weakest Chiefs team we're gonna see in the Mahomes era. Your whole secondary's gone. Um, you're depending on Chris Jones, another year older, Bolton and Karloftis, who had down years at linebacker, and you literally gonna have to draft a whole new secondary. So defensively, like Spags, you got the crown for best defensive coordinator in the sport. You've earned that. You've won some
Hmm.
Super Bowls. Cool. You want to really prove it this year because this ain't the defense you had 3-4 years ago.
Right.
Um, shout out to Tyler Linderbaum, $27 million a year for a center.
On a 3-year deal.
He gonna get paid again. Like he's gonna get paid again.
On a 3-year deal. You talk about running off.
That's it's one of those things. I think this free agency is, and again, the salary cap is gonna go up every single year. Like it is tough. Like if you let these niggas get to free agency, like you're gonna have to overpay for them because the
Hmm.
reality is now it's like it's open bidding. So unless you want to sign them super early and just accept the risk that okay they might not be this player in 2 to 3 years, you got to start paying. Creed Humphrey was the highest paid center in football. He was making $18 million a year. He went 9 over that. Like
And the Ravens' whole point of not using the option or using the franchise tag is that it paid him tackle money. It paid him damn near wide receiver money because of the way that was set up, and he ended up getting it anyway. So, what can you
yeah,
do?
no, shout out to him. Glad he got paid.
If they
It's
gonna give it to you, take it.
there's yet to be a guy where, and I'm not sure how you feel about this. And again, we'll get to the Crosby of it all here in a second. Has there been anyone that you like? Denver wasn't really in the market for a ton of big time free agents, but anyone you've been like,
Mhm.
damn, I'm upset they didn't get him based on the price tag? Or has it been every time you see the price tag, you like, oh, nah, I didn't want him for that?
Um, Elton Jenkins went to the Browns. I thought what they paid for what I don't want to say what they paid for him because that's crazy, but what they paid him is I felt like was very doable for the Ravens, but obviously they got John Simpson, which I like that sign. They got the picks back as we'll get to, but I thought Alton Jenkins would have been a good get for him. His offensive line versatility because he can play all five spots. He has played all five spots. Um, who else? Let me check spot track real quick. It
No,
hasn't been
I'm
many
still.
that where I'm looking at him like, damn, why can the Ravens, do this or do that with this person? But he was one. Uh, yeah, not too many. Not too many. Like, cause with the Patriots gave Draymond Jones, I was like, yeah, I'm really in that market to pay him that. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I do find it funny though that Isaiah Likely's contract is essentially Mark Andrews' contract, just probably like a few bucks more. So I'm sure that was very intentional. But I thought that think the Bears got a good deal for Kobe Bryant. I like that deal a lot. Josh Jobe was one that I was looking at maybe the Ravens could take a look at, but him obviously going back to Seattle, I get, but I would have liked Josh Jobe coming over. But I thought
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens got Jalen Hawkins today 2 for 10, and Jalen Hawkins was fucking good last year. So it's like I like that. That is where I'm like, this is how you do it. Like it's been a lot going on and we're about to talk about, but like that Jalen Hawkins signing, I'm like, okay, you needed a third safety because you like to have Kyle play all over the place. You already drafted Malachi Starks last year, and bringing in a guy like Jalen Hawkins who played in a physical Patriots defense last postseason and had 4 picks last year is like, yeah, that's good money.
The what was I just looking at here before we go to the even the Jets? Like the Jets don't even have like terrible signings right now.
You know,
Oh, like it's been a solid. I think it was.
is Phil still under
Uh,
contract?
yeah, he got 2 for 40. Shout out to him. So they got Jim, Geno Smith,
They did get
and
Gino. They got Gino. That's right. They did get Gino. They did get Gino. Okay.
and then I don't remember. Did they cut Rogers or was he on just a short deal?
The Steelers.
Nah, the Jets. Or was that a trade? I don't remember. Was he a cut or a trade?
Um, I think he's just a free agent, and then he signed with Pittsburgh.
Okay. So they're not paying Rogers anything then.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Uh, another year. Yeah. Um, bet. So we did have one of the was supposed to be one of the crazier free agent decisions or trade off-season decisions, and that was the Ravens and Raiders agreed to trade Max Crosby for 2 first-round picks. And then not even a full week later, we get actually no, we're not doing that. Physical guy coming off knee surgery is bad. I won't say never. There's been a lot of PR with this, and I'm trying to figure out who's actually supposed to win in this PR battle of like I get Max Crosby's team and guys being like, "Oh man, that's bullshit," because they still want him to have value, and I get that.
Right.
And so, like, if you're ripping my client, yeah, I'm gonna say, "Nah, he's on track." Blah blah blah. Take me through, I guess, your experience with this from finding out. I think we found out last Friday. I think is when the trade got
Hmm.
announced.
Yeah, Friday
So
night.
from hearing, yeah, so from hearing about the trade to then hearing about the undoing of the trade, like your experience going through this.
Well, when you look at the trade, like shit, they traded 2 firsts for Max Crosby. Is like first initial reaction is like, this is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. Then you're like, 2 firsts is a lot, but it's the risk you're willing to take, and this is the risk we've wanted the Ravens to take for the last few seasons. Like, if you have the opportunity to get a guy like Max Crosby, and it's going to take 2 firsts, you fucking jump at it because the goal with this is that 2026, your first round pick is essentially Max Crosby. 2027, if you end up where you want to be, which is why you make this trade, if you end up where you want to be, that 2027 first is essentially a second round pick with a 5th year option on it. It's not that crazy. So it's like you can eat that. Now, fast forward to last night where it comes out the deal isn't happening, comes out that the physical is failed. You kind of assume that even after the Raiders put out that statement, you can kind of assume it's a medical reason why. So at that point, it's just a matter of, well, how bad is the knee? Is it buyer's remorse? What's the deal? What's going on? Everybody's trying to figure out what's happening. So you go throughout last night with everybody having different conspiracies and different thoughts on what happened. And then when you get to this morning, you get to the morning shows with Rappaport, with Schefter, Pelissaro, all these guys, and more details come out. Where it's like, okay, the Ravens looked at it. Medically, it didn't check out for them. To me, and based on what I heard from Schefter in so many ways, they wanted to redo the deal with the Raiders. The Raiders did not want to redo the deal because the Ravens said, hey, this knee ain't worth two first round picks. The Raiders said, we looked at it as worth two first round picks to us. They canceled. The Ravens say, fuck it, then we're not doing it. Max Crosby stays a Raider. The Ravens move on. The Trey Hendrickson thing has come out as that this was already in the works after they figured out they weren't going to get Tyler Linderbaum back. Their goal was to have Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby. Rather it was buyer's remorse or not, if they looked at the Crosby situation and said this just is not his health, his knee is not worth two first round picks, then it's like, well, fuck it, like it's just not worth two first round picks. For me, my thing with this is that is when they're looking at this, is his knee, when you talk about long term or short term, is the knee fucked next year or is it fucked in 2 years? Because if the knee is fucked a year from now, it's like, okay, I can understand it. If it's fucked 2 years from now, who cares? Who cares? If you're telling me the knee won't hold up for 3 seasons, who gives a shit? Like you have a chance. Your goal shouldn't be the next 3 years anyway. You have to win a championship now. You still have not extended Lamar, and you should not operate under the belief that he will just resign. And this is what people don't. This is what I don't understand. Is like if their whole thing is like we don't trust his health, we don't trust that knee holding up for three. We don't think we can get 3 years out of the knee. It's like, bro, who gives a shit? Like, who gives a shit if you can't get 3 years out the knee? Like, the goal is right now, and at the very worst, 2027, because that's the last year of Lamar's contract anyway. If you don't have him extended by that point, so it's like
Yeah.
that part of it all is like is funny, but they got Trey Hendrickson, which is, report that they were working on Trey Hendrickson deal anyway. It's fine. Trey Hendrickson's still a good player. The narrative of Trey Hendrickson is not good. I'm not fucking rolling with like, like I'm just not letting that happen. Like the idea that like, oh, you got such a worse player because he's older and he had his own injury issues last year is like bullshit. It's like, okay, he had injury issues last year for sure, but that is not something that was consistent throughout his career. Number one, he just turned 31. I think in December. He won't be 32 until this December. And it's like I just seen Kyle Van Noy get 12 and a half sacks at 30, 32, 33 for this team like a year ago. So I'm not going to feel like pass rushers, especially in this NFL, fall off a cliff after 31. Like that's just not the NFL we live in. Um,
No.
but they
Von was
got the
still
picks
dominant.
back. Yeah, like Von Miller was still that guy, like 33. Like, so it's like I saw him on that Rams team well into his like early 30s. So it's like I'm not going for that dumbass shit. Um, but they got the picks back. They'll don't know what they'll do at 14. Like a lot of people assume it's gonna be offensive line. I wouldn't hate a trade up because I do think you'll have a chance to get a Bain or a Bailey in that back half of the top 10. You get to like 7, 8, 9, 10 range. I think you'll have a shot there if that's what they choose to do. They may be in on other guys in free agency. Like it's a lot of time between now and the draft. But the Max Crosby shit, it was weird for sure, but it wasn't something that I looked at and was just like fucked up about because this is typically how shit works for the Ravens in this like in like 2026. Like it's a weird team. Weird should always happen. And because the media has for so long looked at the Ravens in a certain light that we, the fans, have not looked at them as in years, it's weird for the media. They look at it and be like, well, this is not the Ravens we know. It feels like they're operating out of desperation and they're making like moves that they never would have made. And it's like, that's what we've criticized, like, as fans like for so long that they won't make these moves and they are too steady. Like the problem with the Ravens, the problems with the Steelers and the Packers and teams like that is like you get obsessed with having a high floor you don't realize the potential of a high ceiling. And it's like you can't do that in this NFL. Like you just can't.
Nah, to the media, somebody who watches it. I got sports shows on literally from like 6 a.m. until nighttime. Is I do feel like now the 23 and 24 team, y'all were it. But I do feel like sometimes even like I feel like the Rams have been discredited at points, and even the Niners, they've had really crazy teams. Is like because the consensus is Mahomes, Lamar, and Allen are the three best quarterbacks. We kind of just group that as like, oh well, those are the consensus three best teams, and it's like, not quite. I don't think the
You're
Bills
right.
have been. I don't like. I think Josh Allen's amazing. I don't think the Bills have been one of the five best rosters any year he's been there. Like I don't view the Bills as a whole like that. Even when they had a better defense, I know the size of the defense was not nearly as good. Um, and he got his ass whooped in the playoffs, but neither here nor there. Um, Pels Raptors just started though. For anyone who's listening and wants to know, make sure they got updates. Real basketball
The
talk.
Brandon Ingram revenge game.
Don't say that. He might drop 40. I don't need that in my life tonight. I don't need that in my life tonight. We won 6 of our last 7. I don't need that in my life. Um, Hey man, Will is in the building. He is here. Oh, he's got his mic mute. I'll wait till he unmutes before we intro him back in. The Max Crosby thing to me was the only thing I'm sad about. All right, is I wanted that nigga out the division. Like I'll just be real. Like
Fair.
I just
Fair.
and Bronco fans, let's chill out. Like, please, I'm just let's be a little more modest because they was putting up like, oh, he 0-4 against Bo Nix, and I'm like, let's not do that with like the one nigga who could just fuck up a game. And I love Garrett Bowles. Garrett Bowles has turned himself into a hell of a player, and Mike McGlinchey's really fucking good. I don't know if either of them niggas is better at their job than Max Crosby's at his. And so I'm not going to piss off the one guy. It's like everybody was kind of taking shots this year at Cleveland. It's like, oh, they can't do shit. And it's like, well, you can't take shot at Myles Garrett. He's the one guy who will fuck up the game. And he did his damnedest. He just stuck in Cleveland.
He's done it.
Like, so.
He's not stuck in Cleveland. He wanted to be there. He took the money. So,
That too.
shout
That too.
This is
let's stop acting like this nigga a playing contract.
That's this is fair. This is fair. Shout out also, not to the person, but just the concept. Y'all know who's got the biggest cap hit this year?
Team wise or player
For an
wise?
individual for an individual player.
It's Tua, right?
Nope. Tua's got
Is that
the most
Tua?
dead money ever. But
Oh.
they're doing what Denver did. Shout out to niggas trying it, because now niggas are say Russell Wilson, you set two trends in the NFL career. You set little guys can be successful, and now niggas know they can just cut their rich ass quarterback and say fuck it, we'll move on. But they're spreading
Russ,
the
you also
99
set the
over
trend of
two years.
leaving your white woman for some fine black fine shit.
That
So
that's hey man, look, trend
That's
setting.
facts.
Look at
Leaving
Russell
that white
Wilson.
woman for Sierra, that was a W.
That's a fact. The
Him and Jonathan Majors the same nigga.
But yeah, they doing 99 over 2 years.
that's crazy.
I mean, minus beating bitches up.
Hey, Will is here, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen. Will is ready. Will is fucking ready.
Russ would never do no shit like that. He a man of the Lord.
Oh man.
Like,
Yeah, well, I guess it's 30 seconds.
I can see you and Russ not having cloth talk.
Man, look, Russ don't even
Remember
want
that
to play
Chance
him
the
like that.
Rapper I Love My Wife album?
That is like that. See, the problem with that album, short story, like when we say like, oh, it's a nigga in the studio is supposed to like say like, hey, bro, you don't want to put that out. Like that song or that verse, that ain't it. Like, how do you tell a nigga who's like trying to tell you I love my wife? Like, how you look at be like, hey, nah, my man, you ain't supposed to do that. Like,
Shout out to Chance, man. Nigga was out here being criticized for living his raps.
Chance had a comeback.
Allegedly.
got divorced and stop putting out "I love my wife" music. What's that really say about niggas?
I mean, you can't do that after that. Like,
I mean, you could. Nigga could have hit the whole fucking like, oh, I want her back. I love her so much. Like he could have done a crazy deluxe.
wait till Offset drop his album.
I'm not getting involved in that. Um, oh man. Uh, oh, Will, I guess because your team was the other one that was involved. You still want the Bears to go after Max Crosby now that he a Raider again?
As long as they know yesterday's price ain't today's price, we can
That
holler.
shit funny as fuck. Hey, niggas said,
shout,
oh, bet it's
shout out
not
to
6 months
Caleb.
no more.
Shout out to Caleb for retweeting all that shit.
Hey man, niggas is telling Tom Brady like, hey, look, man, I'm gonna give you a first and a possible third. Like they gonna start putting that nigga on game snaps. They gonna be like, nah, he gotta play. We trade you the third. He gotta hit 80% of his snaps if you want it to go up. Niggas gonna be talking to Tom Brady crazy
Because
over
I
that
heard,
football phone
like,
call.
from what I was hearing, the Bears offered 2 first-round picks too. But of course, I think the Ravens picks were higher.
Right.
Well, at least this year for sure,
The
the pick
the
was higher.
26, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the Bears, because what did the Ravens give them, a 20, they
26 and
first this year, first
27
next year,
first.
and I think
Yeah.
we made the same offer. But of course, the Ravens pick was what y'all 11,
14.
14, and we
Yeah.
25 or something like that. So yeah, y'all can't get both of those. They
First,
could get one of them. They can get either the first this year or the first next year.
would you do a first and a third?
I would have did a first and a third if they would have gave us them compensatory picks for Ian Cunningham leaving, but the league was hating on us.
No, compensatory picks. I'll be real. I don't understand those worth a damn. Like I know Denver got one for John Franklin Myers, but it's like it's weird because you can. I know you can get compensatory picks based on A, if you draft them, you get a better compensatory pick, and B, whatever they accomplish. But it's based off their stats, not like their like it's not based off accolades. If they went like Pro Bowl or All Pro, and it all that shit's confusing. I just know Denver
What
got an extra fourth round pick.
what would y'all say Max Crosby should have gone for before the Ravens ship? What would you say would be a right deal? Like we said like that DJ Moore trade was pretty that felt right for DJ Moore,
Mm-hmm.
especially to the Bills. Like what would you say would have been the right deal for Max Crosby? Because I wouldn't have went two first. Like I'm fine with the
No,
Ravens doing it, but I wouldn't have went two first though.
I
I
think
wouldn't have.
especially for the Ravens having as high of a pick as you guys have, but um, I wouldn't have been opposed to a late first and a player, or like DJ Moore in the second.
Damn, what you
Maybe
say?
That
DJ Moore
that,
in the
that would
third.
have felt
Maybe
right.
DJ Moore, yeah, like DJ Moore in the second or third or something like that. If we were gonna move off him regardless. Two for like because
So
when they said the Ravens had traded 2 firsts for Max Crosby, in my head I was like, oh yeah, the Bears wasn't doing that. And then like I said, later on it came out that the Bears offered that too because I'm like, that's pretty steep.
I think it
The
depends where your
problem
picks are.
and before you go, Justin, I just want to say like the problem is the Micah shit muddied the water with that. Because had Micah not gone for what he gone for, I don't think they would have. I think they
Because
would have
what
been
all did
fine
he
with a
go for?
first. He went for like three first.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Micah's in it. You can. It's easy, in my opinion. It's easy to spell the Micah shit only because
No, for sure,
Micah was
for sure.
25, and that's just a diff. You don't get niggas at 25 to even be like available, and so I never thought he was gonna go for what Micah went for because that's gonna be like again, once in a like I'm glad like it's a good thing Denver got good when they did because they were after the 70-point game, niggas already had trade packages for Satan. And I was like, yeah. And it was like, because he would have been a 24-year-old corner available. And I'm just like, nigga, let me like a few seasons? I bet.
but I think I for sure think like Tony said though, like with Micah going for 3 firsts, if you the Raiders, you looking and you saying, all right, well if he got 3, I can at least get 2.
If
And depending
and you
on
pretty
who
much
asking, I
asking
can get
for
2
it.
in a player.
No, you definitely gotta ask for it. So I guess to me it would be like for the teams that I feel like would have been serious, so like obviously like exclude like no one's trading if they have a top 10 pick for Max Crosby, right? Like they're just not doing it. You're probably not a good team if you got a top 10 pick and you're not in a real position to do it. So
Yeah,
the
it
teams to
ain't
me
worth
that
it.
would have made
Not in this
Unless
sense,
draft, no. Not in this draft, no.
yeah, the teams that would have made sense and why I didn't think the Ravens deal was crazy is like if I'm New England and I get Max Crosby for 2 firsts and I'm giving you
if
the
you're a player
31st
away
pick
from a
this
Super
year.
Bowl,
No, 1,000%. And my pick's already 31, which Tony said a couple minutes ago. It's like I'm basically giving you a second round pick with the flexibility of a 5th-year option. So if I'm New England and I call the if I call Vegas and I say, "Hey yo, 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby," I'm not mad at New England making that deal. If the same boat, I know it's not quite as I think they're in the 20s, but like the Bills. If the Bills had said, now they just got Bradley Chubb, so it probably doesn't make sense anymore. But prior to the Bradley Chubb deal, if the Bills were like, "Hey yo, we'll give you 2 firsts," I'm not mad at the Bills for doing it. The other teams that are there, like Denver's got a late pick, but Denver's got a shit ton of pass rushers. They don't need Max Crosby, and I don't think Vegas would trade him in
No, they
division.
wouldn't trade him in division, no.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
no. If you're a top team, it makes sense for you to try to go all in if you can. Uh,
absolutely.
if you think
Hell,
that
if I'm
that's
the
the next piece
Commanders,
for you to
that's
get a
probably
Super
the
Bowl.
worst team.
You said
Because
who?
I think the Commanders would probably be the worst team that I would consider. I'm saying worst based on what they did last year. Obviously, Jaden being hurt, the record they weren't as good as they were supposed to be. But if I'm the
hmm
Commanders, I would think about it if I didn't view. Because what pick did the Commanders have in this draft?
They got like
Because if I
7 or 8.
Let me
I
see.
think they got 7. Or do the Saints got 7?
Oh, I got it. I got it up. My computer stuff acting stupid.
Because it depends on how you feel about the pass rushers in this draft, and really the
7.
guy who seems to be
7.
the most polarizing is like Bain. Some niggas think he could be. Some people think he's as good as the best defensive pass rusher in the draft, and other people don't want to draft him because of his arms. So if you, for some reason, don't think he's going to be available at 7, I probably wouldn't even want to give it the 7th pick. That's probably still too high.
I'm not giving up
Because the
7 for
Cowboys.
him if I know I'm gonna have. If I'm at 7, I can't. I'm not giving up 7 for Max Crosby. If I know I can have Bain there still, I can have Bailey there still. Might have Sonny Styles still. Might have Arvell there. If Sonny jumps in front of Arvell, there's just no way I could do that.
So that's looking at the draft order now. And again, I'm saying worse just based off record and so draft positioning from last year. The Ravens might have actually been like good enough where the roster's good enough if you get Max Crosby, it can be worth it. And literally right after them, Tampa's at 15. If I was Tampa and I really feel like we were just injuries and that's why the season got away from us and that's why we collapsed, if I still feel good about Baker, even if I don't have Mike Evans, I feel good about Godwin and Ibuka, and Bo Nick's brother, who shout out to you.
Tez Johnson has a name. Like,
He does, but he's had an interesting couple of weeks. Um, that's probably like because if I'm the Rams don't really need another pass rusher because they still have their pick from the Falcons. The Cowboys, I wouldn't do it. I don't think they're close enough.
I think you don't think.
Yeah, they got the and it's this is why
Oh
sports are
man,
so fucked up because like I would have said and I did the because this has been like a Pelicans conversation of like, oh, we don't got a first round pick. And I'm like, yeah, but I got Derek Queen. It's like I'm not upset about like I got my first round pick. He's already playing, shown he can play. The Falcons technically drafted the right player in terms of on field production. They
he's
just
in
didn't draft.
prison.
that's
This is
that's
so
where
Falcons. This is such a Falcons thing that happens.
I'm like, all right, well, and so now them not having the first round pick and you don't have the player, well, hey, look, man, it's
It's a tough go. It's a tough
and then you
go.
need to stay locked up. But like, so they got that pick. But again, I don't think the Rams. I wouldn't go unless you are just because who's opposite of Verse? Verse is obviously on one end. Who's opposite of Verse for the Rams? Byron plays inside.
Fist plays inside.
Who's the other dude? like I guess if you're the Rams and you want to go fuck it, like all four won last year with Matthew Stafford, and so you got the revamped secondary, you got Verse, you got Crosby. Maybe you buy it, maybe you sell that, and then you just deal with the cap hell. But if you get a ring, who gives a
Who
fuck
is
about cap?
opposite of Earth? That's a good question.
That's literally I'm trying to think. I'm like,
Oh no,
who?
Byron
Damn,
Young plays on the
I
Byron
was
Young
gonna say
plays on
is
the
it Byron
outside.
Young?
Kobe
Is he
Turner's
playing?
on the inside.
I thought Young was the tackle.
No, Kobe Turner's the tackle.
Okay. So because I wouldn't even do it if I'm them. Like I would
No, I
maybe
wouldn't do that if
consider
I'm
them
them.
for a different position if I'm trying to just again go for it all in 1 year. Um, but yeah, no, either the Ravens or the Bucks would be like the two teams. I'm like, that's probably where the two first round picks would end. And then again, you go to the very end of the draft. Who's here? Like Seattle, I don't think I would do it because Seattle's got to pay a bunch of people anyway. Patriots, I would do it. The Broncos, I wouldn't do it just because they got a bunch of pass rushers. The Texans are paying Danielle Hunter $40 million this year, and they're about to pay Will Anderson. Um, the Niners? I don't know what the fuck the Niners cap looks like.
So
I know Bruce's
Texans gonna need a
contract is
quarterback.
crazy. Man, look, Bryce Young getting his fifth-year option before C.J. Stroud is some shit. I could like if you bet that, like you go back 4 years and you bet that,
Nothing,
nigga, them
nothing was
odds.
the same since he put his hands on my QB.
It's a wild world out there, man. It's a wild world out there. I'm gonna take 30 seconds. So I'm gonna pass the question off to y'all. Is or Will, I guess, because you just got in here. What have you liked so far before we get into niggas scoring 83? Start to free agency, what the Bears are doing, how you feeling about it. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Um, so I like what they've done so far. I did like the. So I won't say I like. I didn't necessarily like us getting rid of DJ. I did like DJ on the Bears, but I know we got two young receivers that we got to get the ball to along with Coast and Loveland. So I think somebody had to go do something so we can have so we can spread. I hate this camera. I don't know why I always do
Leave
this.
it Burton and Jade Walker. Touches.
Yeah. I mean, I did, but I do like the trade for DJ. I think DJ is going to be a good fit for Baltimore, and I think he could. I think in the right system, he can be a good number one option.
I mean Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah. But I think in a system like that, I think he can be a good number one. And I think there was a lot of questions around that I was kind of hearing about people saying whether he was a true number one or not. But I think he can be, and I think he's gonna. I mean, he's tough as shit. I think he's gonna do good over there in Buffalo with them. I did like us going to get the center right away. To kind of fill that hole with Drew Dahlman pulling the fast one on us.
Drew Dalman did just retire, right? Out the blue.
Yeah, I mean, I like us going to get the center. I like us the pickup of Kobe Bryant. Um, I like the Devin Bush signing. So I mean, no, I'm happy with what they've done so far. I think everybody is. You looking for those splash signings. So everybody was waiting on the Max Crosby deal or Trey Hendrickson signing or something like that. So that hasn't
Right.
happened. But no, I mean, I think they've made some good moves so far. And who was that? We picked up a cornerback. I think he came from the Rams. Who was that? Cam Lewis?
Kobe Bryant from
No, not that. He is Kobe Bryant, the safety, right? That's the safety from.
that's a corner from Seattle.
We
Who else did we
got
get? I think we got Cam Lewis.
Kobe Bryant's a safety.
Thinking about
Devin
Yeah, Kobe
Bush.
Bryant, a safety, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he the safety.
he's
Yeah,
definitely
he
got
the
him
safety.
listed here as.
Cam. Oh yeah, you're talking about Cam Lewis. Yeah, from
Cam
Buffalo.
Lewis, he the corner from Buffalo. I said from the Rams, but yeah, we got Cam Lewis from Buffalo. So I mean, I think that was a good move. I think we still gonna have to make some moves at corner. I ain't too familiar with Cam Lewis stuff, so I don't know if either of y'all are super familiar with him, but I know.
2 for 6 for Cam Lewis is that's not bad
I think
for
so.
for a guy that can end up being a third or fourth corner anyway.
I think we need a number two because I don't think Nashawn Wright
Y'all
is
want Riley
gone. I don't
Moss?
think he was a true number two anyway. What'd you say?
Y'all want Riley Moss?
No.
Niggas ready to trade
But
him. I can't wait. That's the last
so like
notification I need. That Riley Moss for a third round pick.
Where they
We had Deshaun Wright as like our number two. We still got Tariq Stevenson, but I don't think Dennis Allen loved Tariq Stevenson because he had Deshaun Wright as the number two all year. So, and I think I seen some saying that he requested a trade. I don't know if that was accurate or not, or if that was like what people do, during this time of year. Just get online and say stupid shit.
Oh, agent talk. I would, in my opinion, like a lot of the agent talk and the PR stuff is like I don't believe none of that shit because everybody's trying to fight. Like again, the agents are all going to fight on behalf of their guys, and they're going to want certain messages out
No, I
there.
think I just be thinking it'd be pages like these fan pages and shit saying shit and like people retweeting them and stuff like that. So I'm like, but I seen some saying that Tariq Stevenson requested a trade, but like I said, I don't know how true that is. But I know for sure I think we would need a number two. And then I know we had a rookie last year who didn't play, Zach Frazier. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think we still need a number two at corner. So I don't know who we rolling out there.
they pick
And I think
at
I think we need a safety. We're gonna need another
25.
safety because Kevin Byard is gone, and I think Brisker is gone.
Yeah.
Riley Moss can play the Cooper DeJean role, bro. He can play safety or corner.
If you
Oh
are
yeah, he
looking
can play
into
that too.
corner, I think Colton Hood would be there. But is that what you think they would look at though?
You saying as far as the draft at
Yeah.
25?
Because I would like Colton Hood for how the Bears want to play defense, but it's like would they look at corner at that spot? Because the corner class is pretty good.
Proven product.
It's tough to say because I know who did we just sign? They just signed a left tackle too. Well, a tackle. They signed another tackle.
Because
Because I
if
know
if Byard is gone, Dylan Thineman, man, he won't make it to 25 though. I just don't see it happening.
who was that? What's his name?
That's the safety from Oregon, Dylan Thieneman. I believe that's how you say the
Oh,
last
okay,
name.
okay. Mm. Like, I mean, we need something in the secondary, a corner. Well, we need both. Like I said, with Buyer gone, I mean, and I know we got Kobe Bryant kind of filling into that Buyer role, but like I said, we without Brisker, we without, and we don't have a number two at corner. Well, we got Tariq Stevenson, but I don't know if he's a true number two and if they view him that way, if Dennis Allen view him that way.
Is Brisker gone, or are they still maybe
He,
bringing him back?
we could be bringing him back, but I think he gone. I don't know if they're gonna bring him back.
Market
So
for him
he
is
hasn't signed
10
any
mil.
deal yet.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, it's there, it's available. They tendered
And I
McMillan.
don't know what he asking. I don't know what he asking for either. But I think he missed a lot of time, so it's like I don't even know if.
don't nobody
I'm
want
just
that scrub ass
I'm
nigga,
just saying, man. That third round pick send it over. Like it's they tendered. They said what they were doing. They tendered Jaquan McMillan, who is by definition the third corner. Riley Moss is corner number two, and they said, "Hey, nah, bro, it's not looking good."
I don't like how they used Jade in his rookie season. So what is that going to look like?
He'd be the
You
corner.
said
He'd be
what?
corner two. And
Okay,
McMillan would stay in the slot. Riley would get traded, and then So the problem with like the jokes aside, like Riley Moss is both benefited and suffers because of PS2 is the other corner. It's like niggas ain't going because niggas don't want to try him. It's like all right, you we going after you kind of regardless because it's a clear discrepancy on quality of corner. So he does get a lot of targets, and it's just really hit or miss because it's like he gets thrown at so much, he does give up more yards, but his rate stats aren't terrible as far as like what he's actually giving up like per throw and per attempts. His penalties
I
are
mean,
crazy.
they got to throw it at somebody, and it ain't gonna be PS2. So
No, that's the
good
problem.
luck, nigga.
And so it's like if you the other corner, it's like unless you have one of those rare instances like when Revis and Cromartie played together, or what's another one? What's like a fire ass corner duo recently? Uh, Sauce ever play with somebody that was like fire with the Jets? Who the fuck was the other corner?
yeah. Fucking Wichicon was decent. What was the dog name? He was on the Lions last year.
I feel like I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
Damn, his name escaped because he has the same name as like another player. That's why. but he was decent.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
do you are they good with left tackle?
Not really.
Because I'm looking at it, I'm thinking like at that point
So
of the draft.
they had Ozzy Trapillo. That was he was a rookie last year, so I think we had kind of been putting him in at left tackle, but he gonna miss part of the season. So obviously we re-signed Braxton Jones. Um, and then like I said, I seen some. I don't know who it was. I thought we signed somebody else, like another tackle, another
I just saw.
left
I don't know
tackle.
if it's a tackle, but I saw O line sign for them. They signed. Oh no, so it was Braxton Jones and then Bradbury. They traded for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
center, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe yeah, but yeah, we need a
which
left tackle. And like I said, I don't even know if Ozzy was really the answer, but that's who was. I guess he was getting those reps to kind of see if he was gonna be the answer.
was
And I mean,
Bradbury the nigga
he
starting for
got
New
better. He
England?
got better as the season progressed, though, for sure.
I think he shit. I don't know, Justin, because I think he
What you mean?
was because Jared Wilson was playing guard, and I think he's gonna play center next year.
Because I would be like, and again, I don't claim to be a GM. I don't claim to know all the ins and outs of shit. But I do every now and again just be like, if I was watching New England's O line get their ass whooped all fucking playoffs and be like, nah, we need a nigga from that line, I'd be a little nervous. I'm not super familiar with the players, so maybe that is a system thing or Drake Mahal on the ball. I'm just like, if I saw y'all get run through, I'm like, I ain't going there. But
Most of that shit's
shout out to
normally system
Bradbury.
anyway.
And I try to
And it's
look to
kind of
like,
like one of those things. It was a lot of. It was funny because I think after when the Bears made that sign, there was like a lot of discourse about that, like just on the timeline as far as like all the times Drake May was getting sacked. But it's like, all right, how many of those times were like inside versus outside? Like, it's
Hmm.
kind
no, a
of
thousand
like
percent.
it's easier to just shit on the whole offensive line anyway. Instead of
No,
trying to
no,
distinguish
absolutely.
who was the nigga and who wasn't.
Devin Bush for
That
what
and
they got him for is good money.
not a fact. The the other thing too is like, now this is before they totally just fell apart. But like I remember defending the Bengals offensive line a few years ago because it's like, oh, they was getting sacked like crazy, and I'm just like, I'm not holding against nobody because you couldn't block Aaron Donald. And the game before that, he was in the AFC Championship game against Chris Jones. So I'm like, you letting them beat you? I'm not gonna be like, damn, you ain't shit. Like that's just you would different. I never seen a nigga block Aaron Donald successfully. Like
But that's
ever.
also
It's
like that could be like the same argument with the Drake May thing when you look at like the defenses that he.
no 1,000%. And I don't hold like I've been a it's been tough, but like I've been a Will Campbell defender. Did it look bad against exactly they went Khalil Mack, Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson Jr., Nick Benito, and Seattle. Like a lot of guys putting up bad
And he was
numbers down
hurt.
the
It's like
stretch.
that's the shit. It's like he was hurt going against four of the top seven, eight defenses in the league. Like he played
And
the
he got
three best
raw.
defenses in the league. Like he
And
he played. He went Houston. He went Denver. Then he went Seattle. Like it's the three best defenses in the league. It's just like I can't shit on him for
And
that.
the Chargers were top 10.
That's what I'm
Like, and
saying.
Khalil Mack is a Hall of Famer. Like,
that's kind of
just,
like, and that's what I even with like the center is kind of like look who they were playing against. Come
no,
playoffs.
1,000%.
At least the defenses, regardless of what we feel about the offenses with of course the Broncos and Boris getting hurt.
Well, I ain't said the Chargers. Them niggas had 3 points. We at least
You
got
so
7. We got in the end zone. Our backup got in the end zone. They're fucking golden child quarterback. I'm heated on because the Chargers is like the betting favorites everywhere to win the division, and I don't get
I
it where
shouldn't
they
even
stand.
say it
Like
because you always get started when it comes to them.
I just don't get. I just don't get it. He's like, look at what they could do this year, and
You
I'm like,
think you think Bo Nick's taking Baker Mayfield money?
We literally talked about that week on the show. We just
do
talked
I
about
think
that. That
he
shit is
is?
funny.
No. Would I advise him if I was his agent? No. Do George Payton have like a because he worked for the team, not the player? Should he sit there and be like, "Look, man, this is where we starting"? Yes, that should be his first proposal. And when they throw that bitch out the window, they can go from there. Um, yeah, that's it's a
Because they'll
I
have
don't
the
know what to
fifth
say.
year option. You don't want to be in the place where you got to franchise tag them because at that point you might as well long term them. So it's like,
Well, you don't even want to be in the position where you gotta wait. That's again, Denver's resigning everybody early because let's say you signed Bo for max money, right? So it's right now that's just under 60 because Dak is still a little bit farther ahead from everybody. No one's made that much yet, but everybody's in these high 50s. If that's still the number going into next year, and you sign him there, because what you run the risk of, the risk quote unquote, is like, okay, you take it to the 5th year option, like Lamar did this. You took it all the way to the end, and it's like, well, the nigga got 2 MVPs, or I think at the time was just one, and then he won the second MVP the first year of the new contract.
you are right. Yeah, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. So it's like you if you get him to that 5th year, and it's like, okay, now I either gotta sign you or not, or do the franchise tag, and you put up that kind of a season. Now I gotta pay you like the super max. Like I gotta pay you everything. Versus Baker and some of these other guys who've been like reclamation projects, like, okay, I'm going to sign you for less because you struggled. And now it's like, I'm either paying you less because you struggled, and that's ass, or I'm paying you top of the market money because you had one top of the market season, but you're not a top of the market quarterback. So I think they'll sign him next year and just deal with because you can't restructure the first year of a new contract. So you're going to have to eat 1 year of him making like crazy fucking quarterback money. And then you can try the remainder of the contract to restructure, turn into signing bonuses and shit like that. Um, but yeah, no, he ain't taking Baker Mayfield money. I understand. But if
The
they win
problem,
before he's got to take it, I'm okay with it.
as I said, the problem is if they go back to the conference title game or if they go to the Super Bowl next year,
Oh, yeah, he
then
can't
is
tell him shit.
then you're going to have to pay him top of the line money. You're going to have to pay him like the top three quarterback in the league.
Oh, yeah. No, it's Denver's got to make it. If Denver has a season comparable to this, and like even if they go one step further, they fucked because you can't keep this team together. Because again, you got to pay. You got 2 All-Pros on the offensive line. You got 3 All-Pros on defense. You got your quarterback who you're going to have to pay. You're not paying any receiver really that much when you're talking about able to afford it. Like you gonna be in one of those teams where it's like, oh, you got 5 fire names, and then you got us filling in like fucking at left guard and fucking the third down linebacker, and it's like, it's gonna be rough. But if you get a ring, none of that shit fucking matters. You
Yeah.
just keep it moving. Keep it fucking moving. Uh, so I'll be real. I didn't watch this game. I didn't find out until Will texted us. I got one update on my phone, and it was Bam Adebayo 31 points in the first quarter. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And I just kind of kept going. And then I get a text, because I didn't think this shit was real. I thought I was dead ass getting lied to. It just did not make fucking sense to me. Let's see, where is this? Yeah. Bam with 81 is crazy. And I'm just in my head, I'm like, he ain't talking about points.
Mind
Like,
you,
it just,
so real quick, Tony, because I know you said you wasn't watching the game. Were you watching the game, Tony?
Yeah, because I get the Wizards game, so I was watching that shit live.
Oh yeah, yeah, I showed that. But um,
that shit was
I was
crazy.
watching a podcast, like I was watching like a live stream, a live podcast or whatever, and I heard somebody say, "Yeah, Bam got 77." I
Don't
said,
even
"Hold
sound like,
on," and it's crazy, but like, and this is like, so anytime like anybody has had crazy scoring performances, and I don't know if it's just because like maybe I wasn't paying attention, but like it's notifications like ESPN or you get on Twitter. Like
mm-hmm.
when I heard it on the podcast, I went to Twitter right away, and I'm like, oh, time I gotta be on fire, man, bam, going crazy like this. I ain't even went to ESPN or NBA.com to verify yet. I'm like, let me see what Twitter talking about because they they
They
gonna
gonna
let me
let me
know what's
know.
going on, and like I'm refreshing, nothing.
It
I'm
was the
not seeing
it was
nothing. And I go look, and I'm like, this nigga really got. I think when I texted the group, I was like, yeah, this nigga really got 81.
that shit. Look, man. There's like, first off, the Wizards started niggas who could all be in college. Like the whole starting lineup was I think 22 and younger. And so Bam taking advantage of that for 83 is obviously beyond insane. But like him taking advantage of having a big night, like congrats. Like you were a strong player, like you were an all-star level player, like you just bigger than these niggas, they young. Cool. And then I was like, again, I just didn't believe this shit initially, so I'm just like, I gotta go see what the fuck happened here. And then I start seeing like, I just look at the stats, and I'm just looking for like field goals, and I forget exactly what the
I knew,
field
but
goals.
like when I first of all, I knew Justin was gonna come on here hating.
No, this isn't
I
hate. I
know.
have nothing to hate. It was weird because again, I didn't watch the game, so like I had no real like you could look at a box score, but that doesn't really like you can't tell how the game's going, right? So I see the field goals. I forget exactly what field goals were. Then I see 3 points, 7-22, and the first thing in my head, I was just like, "How the fuck this nigga got 80 points?" I'm like, "Where the fuck is points coming from?" And then I go one more
He's
over, and
all
this
back
shit
to the
say
basket work. He thought it was
36 of 43
he
for the
thought it
free
was
throw
all
line.
jump hook.
I'm like, what the fuck did they do? Like, they just let this. They just decided we fouling this nigga the second he crossed half court. I was like, how the fuck you get? And then I go and look, and now niggas is telling me Spo was intentionally fouling when they up 30. Look, man, 83 is an incredible accomplishment. You are the second all-time leading scorer in one game in NBA history. That's crazy. Like, that is shout out to Bam Adebayo. Incredible fucking game, right? I don't give a fuck what and shout out to Spo for saying fuck that shit. We getting our guys' numbers. Nigga said I'm not taking him out. I'm getting him more possessions. Like I'm doing everything.
I ain't gonna lie,
Also,
not taking them out ain't really crazy. Getting them more possessions is crazy. Like I can respect you saying like, hey, like if you gonna break a record, I'll leave you out there to break it. Dude. Intentionally fouling and all that shit is crazy. But the game is the game.
the game is a game. The bigger conversation, or at least the louder conversation that has come from this, of like, is it authentic? My opinion on that is the highest scoring game has always been weird because Wilt's had it forever, and niggas aren't even sure if that game's real. So there's always been some weird like asterisk or thought around what's the most points scored in the game. So where I think a lot of people weirdly took like offense last night for like him breaking Kobe's 81 is because to a lot of people that was like the highest scoring game ever, right? They're like, oh, I actually saw that. We saw the game. The game was at points close. If you want to say they were up double digits in the fourth quarter, so it got away, cool. But that was essentially most people's highest scoring game they've ever seen. Niggas ain't gonna care because the reality is, at the end of the day, like, and Kobe has one of the largest fan bases as far as like an individual player. Bam's game don't take shit away from Kobe's game in reality. Even if he scored 2 more points, and dope, and congratulations to him, he is gonna be in the record books. But because like we know if, as soon as you think about that game, like those kind of games specifically, you do kind of think of a moment. Like even with Wilt, we got like the fucking picture of him holding up the paper, right? And it's like that's an iconic picture. Um, Kobe, remember the 81? Like when you go back, you still might go, oh, I respect or I like Kobe's 81 game more, but that's simply because the popularity of the player. Because then nobody give a fuck. Rest in peace. When Kobe scored 60 on his last game and it was like NBA record, Kobe got 60 points, it's like, nigga, we all saw that. Like the Jazz literally played prevent defense on a basketball court. Like Kobe was dribbling the ball down, and niggas just kept walking back down. He was like, all right, fuck it, I'll keep shooting. And it was a cool moment. And because the popularity of Kobe Bryant versus the popularity of Bam Adebayo are obviously drastically different, that's going to impact how people feel. But the nigga scored 83, man. What the fuck do you like? What? And regular people, this is why athletes get so like upset when y'all just sit there and say some of the crazy shit you do. You couldn't score 83 if you was out there by yourself. So like the idea of taking it away from Bam being like, oh, that's not a real 83 because it was the Wizards. Nigga, if you had to play that Wizards team from last night, you scoring 2. Like if you lucky.
I,
Like you
I
getting
hate when
fouled.
niggas treat grown pro athletes like Make a Wish kids. Like,
But I mean, but you know, that's the same when they used to be saying like, oh, this college team could beat this NFL team and shit like that. It's like, come on, my nigga.
Hey, every now and again I think it. But it's like again, if you want to still for your own personal records be like, nah, Kobe's 81 game is like the most is like the best of those high ass scoring
No matter
games.
what your personal thoughts are.
But again, niggas have denied Wilt's game, and Wilt got 100.
See, but Bam getting 83 is more reason why I think Wilt got 100. He was 2 feet taller than everybody out there.
Hey, now niggas started. Niggas haven't had insight on that game since it happened, and I heard today about 5 different times from 5 long-time NBA people where they're like, "Well, in Wilt's game, they was fouling and getting Wilt extra possessions too," and I'm like, "I've never heard this. I've never heard this logic or
Because
rationale
in
used."
20 years and 30 years, they gonna say Bam had
Yeah,
83. They ain't gonna be talking about how many field goals he shot.
and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" Like,
He also got,
and it's
I think that was the record for most free throws attempted in the game too. I think.
It
yeah,
was the most attempted with the most like makes.
yeah.
What's the most attempted?
Let's see.
Uh,
Shaq something probably. Dwight
it was
something
Shaq, but I
probably.
thought those free throw attempts in the game. I thought it was Shaq, and I thought
I
Bam
think
did.
Dwight was like 39 or something. I thought Dwight had like 39 or something like that.
Oh
Damn,
no, it was
Dwight had
Bam. Bam
39.
set the record. 43.
Yeah, yeah.
Dwight
Dwight
had
set the
39
39.
twice.
Andre
Niggas,
Drummond right underneath that with 36.
hey, look at the niggas they foul though.
Well,
Oh,
look, mind you, Bam Adebayo is the only nigga on that list that wasn't like a hack of Bam, like everybody else.
Literally.
you know what's wild? And so you know how games feel when niggas shooting that many free throws and that shit just crawls down like it's a crawl.
That game had to last. How long was that game, Tony? That wasn't no 48-minute game. That game had to last 2 hours.
It was a lot going on. They that shit started, I'm sure, at around like 7:30. That shit ain't was no, it was like 10:30.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nigga had Shaq had 39 attempts in a finals game.
That would have been a fine night to have Magic City night, but
like, and you give up defending a nigga in the finals? Like, look, man. Oh my god.
yeah,
Yeah. So Bam got
shout out to Bamonte, getting it done.
like. I guess the question is how y'all gonna remember this game? Is this gonna be one of those? Because I don't even really, and maybe this is not a great sports answer. I know there's a handful of niggas in the league currently who have scored 70. I don't remember all these niggas 70-point games. And I don't know if that's unsports fan of me or unbasketball ethics of me, but I know Lucas scored 70. I don't really remember it. D Book scored 70 really early in his career, but the Suns weren't good yet.
Book the only nigga would have scored 60 plus twice and lose both times.
I'm gonna remember him scoring the amount of points. I ain't gonna remember the game.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not gonna remember the game. I remember the 83 for sure.
The the Kobe stands need to chill.
I mean, yeah, but like they won't.
Everybody else.
They won't. So it's like it's a nothing argument to even have with them. Like the funny thing about Kobe stands doing this is that Kobe would have been the first nigga congratulating Bam. Like Kobe would have been the first nigga to like be bigging Bam up. Like we said on the show after he passed, is like Bean was not a hater. Like niggas wanted Bean to
Nah.
be a hater so bad. Like Bean was not a hater, bro. So it's like for Bam to do what he did, like Kobe would have been the first nigga to like big him up for doing it.
Kobe would have
Kobe
talked shit
hated you for
if he didn't go back
exactly
in the
the
game to
48
break the
minutes
record.
y'all played.
Kobe hated you if what you was doing was fucking what he had to do. If you getting yours ain't fuck with Kobe getting his, all love to you.
Brandon Ingram just hit a three. I don't need this revenge game bullshit. Um,
Is Glorilla in the house?
I'm gonna look in the crowd in a bit. This went to commercial break. The I was gonna say, this is the other part of this. So Bam only hit 7 threes. One of the logic behind could a nigga get to 81 or could a nigga possibly get to 100 is okay, you'd have to hit a bunch of threes. Now niggas ain't hitting 36 free throws or getting 43 free throws either, obviously. But does Bam getting 83 mean that it is more likely that somebody can get to 100? Somebody active could actually get to 100.
But I feel like we at least I for sure said it recently. Like I think a nigga in the league today could score 100.
The thing about the
Wow.
Bam game is that you gotta start so hot. Like when Wilt scored that 100, he scored 33 in the first. So like Bam was on a 100 point pace. Like he scored 31. Like you gotta start so hot, and then you gotta keep that up. It's like niggas can either start hot or end hot, but it's like to start hot and maintain that. Like Bam had like 49 at the end of the half. It's like, so it's like, and then it's also a matter of your coach can't be no hoe and be like, oh no, you got to sit because we classy. Like fuck all that, man. Like this is a kid's game. This is a child's game, and like you only get one chance to really do some shit like that. And shout out to Spo for not taking him out and him wanting to stay in and like go after it. Cause like we seen plenty of motherfuckers have a chance to get to them high
Oh
number
yeah.
scoring levels, but they wanted like Kobe could have had 100 that night. Like people don't never really talk about that. Like Kobe could have had 100 that night. He set out like that fourth, and then when he scored like the 60 in three quarters or whatever the crazy number it was,
That was the night when they
it's
went to the
like
Mavericks.
yeah.
Mavericks, he
So it's
really could
like
have gone for 100 that night.
it come down to a lot of different factors, but for sure, it's niggas in the league that can do it. Like we see these motherfuckers hooping every night. Like these some talented niggas. So it's like it's just different factors that go into it.
No, it's I think
Who would be
right
the
now,
funniest to score the 100?
bam.
Because Bam is clearly the funniest to score this many points. So it's
It'll be
like,
a nigga. It'll be a nigga like Dylan
Hey,
Brooks.
Glorilla is in the house. They just pointed the TV at her. They pointed
oh
the TV
y'all
at her.
fucked, y'all fucked, man. GG's.
Uh, it's wild because they ain't even show. They said Brandon Ingram with the bucket, and them niggas ain't even show the highlight of the bucket. They just went straight to the fucking sidelines.
They me for real.
Uh,
Dylan Brooks scoring
uh,
100 points would be very funny.
hey, is Dylan Brooks good enough to talk the way he does? Did
A
y'all
nigga
hear
from
him say?
Canada can't score 100 though. The league would be done.
SGA might do it.
SGA dark skin though. SGA
And
for all that
SGA
for, for all that Canada shit. SGA been living in the US since he was like 12. Like that nigga went to mad different high schools and shit. Like they try to put that Canada shit on SGA real slick. That nigga went to Kentucky. Like miss me with all that, man.
he could pull a Joel Embiid and play for Team USA.
Type shit. Like like SGA not low.
All that talk about U.S. versus these now all of it now it's all out the window.
SGA is not low, man.
Them niggas is struggling with a 38-year-old JaVale McGee, and I'm told the world is catching up.
Like come on, my
JaVale,
nigga.
M-
See, but
JaVale
they
McGee just
don't
JaVale McGee is
that ain't even
dropping.
a real conversation. The real conversation is black players versus non-black players. That's the conversation y'all really want
Man,
to have.
I tried this. I tried this, and I got like
That's the conversation they really want to have. But when they could use Wimby and SGA and say the world, they want to throw them in there because they know Luka and Jokic ain't gonna get it done.
man, look.
It's not
Um,
enough.
who's the funny? Who's another nigga who could get like mad free throws and do it like Bam did? Like I always thought like Embiid could. It's tough now. Like Embiid, a game that'll be lost to history because it just will be. Embiid scored 60 something on Wemby. Like Wemby was a rookie, but if you
No,
just
he
go
scored
back to,
70 on
I think it's
Wemby.
that
He
nigga had
scored
set like
70.
that might as
But
well
he
be
wanted
100.
like when we talked about when we was just talking about 70 point games. That's one that popped in my head. I don't remember the game, but I know he scored 70.
I forgot he scored 70. Who else has done it? That's like, and I know Donovan did it.
Didn't James
Jordan
score
did it.
70 before?
Luka did it.
I know
You said
Luca
who?
did it. James did James
Didn't
score
James
70?
score 70?
I don't think so.
LeBron
61
stopped
is
it.
his highest.
Yeah.
LeBron stopped at 60 something.
That feels low. James Harden was felt like he was getting 50 every other night in like 2017.
That's I think because he's got multiple 60-point games. Like I think at one point, like when he was on his pace, like he was like 50-point games. This nigga have not LeBron. James Harden have.
I
Like he
mean,
was catching
Anthony
Mike and
Edwards
like
might do it.
fast.
He might be cut from the same cloth as Wilt.
Will
Yeah,
scored 60 32 times.
that's
James did it four. Mike did it four. Dame got five, which is third most. Bean had six. Bean did that shit in like a week.
Nah, you can tell with like Kobe's like highest scoring shit is all from like '06, because the nigga had Smush Park. Like Kobe didn't trust no teammates, but he was like, I'm gonna get mine. Like nigga had Kwame Brown and Smush Parker on the court, and he was like, all right, we know what to do. That also, oh man, who is Bam's Kwame? Like the meme where they say Kobe and Kwame Brown dropped 82.
Bam and
That's his
Tyler
name,
Hero
right?
combined for 189 points last night.
Like who? Like
Let's
I
see
just
who
you
that
know like,
would
who the
have
nigga
been
who
for
dropped
Bam.
like one and it was like, oh man, these niggas went for 80. They went for almost 90 last night. Like it was crazy.
Davion
Oh yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can say him and who was this? What's this nigga name? Him and Myron Gardner went for 87.
Hey, shout out Maya, man. Look, you was almost
Bam
90.
they say Bam and Myron Gardner combined for 87 points.
Bam had a 30-point game.
Bam and Jaime Jaquez scored 88 points.
Hey, shout out to Jaime, man.
Like, hold on,
I just
son.
want did that
What
because
was
you said you was
Bam's?
watching that game. Did how like was he just like aggressive for the jump or were like it was just the Wizards not playing defense? Like, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck was the first quarter
Oh
like.
no,
No,
he was getting
I
to it.
tapped
They
in.
said
I
Bam was
tapped
getting
in
to it.
around third. I tapped in around third quarter when he was in like
Okay.
the 60s, 70s. And then no, he was in the 60s. So end of third, early fourth is when I tapped in to see if he could get to the 80, 81, 82. And at that point, he was shit. He was head down, heading to the rim. They had three motherfuckers on him. They just kept fouling him.
No, I saw the triple teams. Like damn, like, this
Bam
nigga look like
hadn't
Aaron
beat,
Donald.
and before last night, Bam hadn't scored 30 since January 22nd.
They heard D Wade talking shit.
That was crazy. I didn't know that was like that. I didn't know that was a thing until I saw during the press conferences the nigga was like saying basically saying FD Wade because he said what the city didn't have or the team didn't have an identity.
He said something like it ain't no. I don't know what he said. It was something like ain't no flair or some shit or ain't no something around the team. Basically, like they ain't making no noise type shit.
He not
He
wrong,
says
but shout out.
He said Bam said it was loud in the motherfucker last night.
he said take your ass back in the house. Man told the third greatest two guard ever. Said, get the fuck away from me. This is my team now. You ain't ever scored 83, nigga.
He
Hey, that's
said
a
it's Bam County now.
that's a, hey, what do you think of the shit that like you shouldn't be able to say to like a franchise's greatest player, but you start breaking like some of their records? Like, nigga, you ain't ever dropped 80. You ain't ever dropped 70. What's
You
D
could be
Wade's
the
career
greatest
high?
player. I got the most points in franchise history. And
That's
I
a
got the
fact.
highest
You
scoring
know,
game in franchise history.
Bam said the only nigga that can talk to me is ghosts. He's like, y'all can't fuck with me. Oh man.
Niggas really saying like, oh, he should have showed some respect to Kobe and like stopped at 81. Like, what kind of loser shit is that? Like, Kobe would have smacked him in the back of his head if he ain't tried to
Like
score that
who,
extra
who
point.
had
Like,
who had the record that Kobe broke to get to 81, whatever the second most points was then. Like Kobe, like I mean, come on, man.
like Kobe fucking Bryant of all people. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Kobe would
Like,
have called him soft for not breaking it. He would if he would have got pulled out, if you would have said yeah, sub me out at 81, Kobe
Oh,
would
he
have been
just
like he's a
yeah.
hoe.
That's a fact. That and man, but again, it's the Kobe part of the conversation is like niggas don't want to watch history; they want to watch their guy make history, and that's such like a problem with a lot of stan culture of like if you can't like taking back to kind of like my joke of like rapper of the week. It's like I don't give a fuck about the 50 Ti shit. I can like independently their own music. Like niggas don't gotta like each other. Niggas don't gotta fuck with each other. If you see a player, and I'll be fair because I don't like the way this guy plays all the time. Like I get annoyed sometimes when I see SGA like he jumps up in the air and then like contorts himself like he got smacked upside the head. That don't take away from the fact what we're watching with SGA is something special. Tony, you texted the other day like he might be the best player in the game. I'm not sure I'm quite there, but I do think he has. Where I think Jokic, in my opinion, has been the consensus best player for like these last 2.5 years. I think that is now gone. So like, if you want to say best player in the world, I'm really not mad if you say Wemby. I'm not mad if you say Shea. And I'm not mad if you say Jokic. I would put Giannis there, but Giannis need to come back and be like fully healthy before. Like Giannis
Nah,
will always be one of
I'm
those
not
guys,
rolling.
but that's man. Look, the nigga's still 7 feet, one of the best defensive players in the game, and can get 30. Like it's just that's tough for me with Giannis. But Shea,
I
if you
can't keep Giannis in this realm, and this nigga ain't won a playoff game since goddamn Biden was president. Like I can't do it.
see that's tough for me because I'm
Since
already got
he ain't won a
Wemby
playoff
there,
game since
and that
Biden
nigga
was
ain't been to the
president, and Biden
playoffs.
knew he was president.
Hey, yo. Like that, would you push back on Wemby being in that convo?
Nah, that's fair. Wemby, Shea, and Jokic, I think are the three best players in the game right now. I would go, I would go Shea, Jokic, Wemby.
I think I'm Jokic, Shea, Wemby, but it's close. It's, and I would probably say like the end of the season will matter. So like if they play again and because it's tough because OKC keeps winning the games, but you could argue like impact and play wise, like Jokic is just as good as him. And their stats obviously, and Jokic's stats are always going to look because he gets so many more rebounds and assists. It's always going to look crazier, quote unquote, than SGA.
I don't even know about that because like a nigga can only score goddamn 30 on 50% shooting so much for me to be like, okay, this other shit is fun. It's like even with the stats, is like if Shea putting up 30 and 6 and 7 and goddamn, even if it's 35 and 7, and he's shooting over 50%, shooting 36, 37 from three, the free throws is high, and the advanced shit is good. Like I love Jokic, but it's like Shea damn near ain't got no flaws in this game. Like
Not Shea. It's the non-fancy.
he's like guard Tim Duncan.
He's Mike without the vertical, and like that's blasphemy. I get it, but like it's literally Mike without the vertical, and without the otherworldly appeal. Which I don't even like. Obviously, some of that is the shoes and the marketing, and to get to that level of appeal that Michael Jordan has is just like not normal, nor something you can like try to create. It's one of those things. If the nigga had a 45-inch, if we all like Anthony Edwards, if the nigga played like if Anthony Edwards had Shea's stat line and played like Anthony Edwards, niggas would call him the best player in the league, and like not even feel twice about it, especially if he had a title. But Shea don't jump high. Shea don't have like crazy highlights. He don't have because people feel like the best thing he does, quote unquote, is just get to the free throw line.
I
It's
think
that
that's what you
situation.
feel. I don't think that's what people feel. I don't
No,
think that's what
no,
people feel at
no.
all.
There is definitely some this nigga's a free throw mark. Niggas threw shade at
Yeah,
him last night
I
because
don't
he
think
was
that's a
Bam got
majority though.
43 attempts.
I don't think that's a
I
majority thing though. The
I
free throw
think it's
merchant
some
shit, not especially not as much as it was this time last year. This time last year for sure.
I think the free throw merchant is as prevalent as their team successes. So meaning if they go back to back and let's say in the finals he's getting and we all know niggas have done this before. D Wade did it, Jordan did it, LeBron's done it, but like we all live in the moment. If he goes to the finals, they win, and he's shooting more free throws than everybody else, that will be a part of his story. Even whether it's fair or not, that is just now kind of forever attached to him. And he does do the wild shit like up in the air where he just goes up for a jump shot. And I don't know if he's maybe his form is a little off, whatever, but like he will in real time go, nah, I ain't got it, and just kind of flail on the ground. And I'm like, all right, my nigga, you doing a lot right now. And niggas don't like his teammates. Like, niggas just don't like his teammates.
He was on like one of his teammates, clearly. But everybody else seems pretty cool. They pay pretty okay. Fuck
That
Chet though.
is. I don't think niggas like Chet. I don't like obviously Lou Dirt, like
I
nobody
don't
likes him.
like Chet.
But like I don't think
Blue
niggas like
Dirt.
Chet that
Blue
much.
Dirt is hard. You can't. Blue
I
Dirt is fire.
I just I don't think especially because like now that they've got commercials, is I don't think any of them come off as overly cool. Like in the commercial, I don't think Chet does. I don't think Jay Will does. And so that doesn't help them. And again, because they're successful, like if SGA was doing this and they were like a fringe team, niggas would like him a lot more. But niggas like you less when you're winning. That just comes with the territory. Until we get to the point of once you're done and we can be like, damn, that was impressive. But niggas didn't like that shit in real time. Don't nobody want to see like you could talk about the Kobe Shaq three-peat. There was 29 other teams that did not like the fact they won back-to-back-to-back titles. Like niggas just wasn't like, oh man, that's just so great. Kobe and Shaq win all these titles. Duncan winning a bunch of titles. Oh man, ain't that great for Tim? Now he got 4. Now he got 5. Like the Heat, D Wade, LeBron. So now I don't think SGA is that level of hate. I don't know if anyone's ever going to be the level of hate that LeBron was in 2011. I don't. That's a different
That Heat
thing.
hate will never exist again.
Yeah, no, that shit was different. But
They had
yeah,
their own
SGA is just
ticker on ESPN.
like if SGA dunked more or had like a quote unquote flashier game, and that's the only thing like why again he is because you're right because even statistically it's just him and Mike as far as guards that are this efficient scoring this much. And Mike offensively, what's the thing? Nigga no got a hole in his game. He can't shoot threes well. All right, cool. He can't shoot threes great. You can't stop him from getting to the rim, or you can't stop him from the mid range. So who gives a fuck about his three? Couple more things really quick before we head out. Just quick hits. Also, we need to stop comparing. And this is for like not us particular, but just sports programs. Stop putting up like points in regards to like Tim Duncan and Wembayama. Because Wemby passed Duncan in terms of all-time 40-point games. I think that's a really misleading and fucked up stat for Tim Duncan. Because Duncan only had 4, but that misses the whole point of what San Antonio was, which is that every version of his career, it was multiple star team, like him and David Robinson, then obviously him, Parker, Ginobili. Like Duncan wasn't trying to score 40; that was never his thing. So using that as comparison against Duncan feels a little like we diminishing who Tim Duncan was, and I feel like Duncan already has to deal with that enough. Like Duncan has a top 5 argument, but again, not flashy. Um, are y'all putting any stock into playoff James Harden with the Cavaliers?
Like, it's going to be okay, or
What you
He
mean?
won't.
Like
Do you
playoff
think the
Pete?
Cavaliers have a real chance to come out of the East with playoff James Harden?
if they can win in like 5, or if they can sweep. If it's 7, 6 or 7, that's tough. I don't think they will. I just think the Pistons are better. I think the Knicks are better. I think Celtics are better. But
Yeah, I feel like they had
um,
that game last year.
the James shit is tough because like James has had good playoff performances. It's just the big game he has not performed well in. But I think they lack more than the teams in front of them do. And shit, Orlando's getting going is like that might be a tough matchup for them. Like Orlando might be a tough matchup for them. They getting going. So I wouldn't I wouldn't say I see them coming out of the East.
I would just tell James Harden the wrong date for Game 7. Like if it shit hit the 7-game series, tell that niggas tomorrow. Run game 7 without him, and then try to get him back for game 1 to the next round.
Hey,
Um, is because James is tough because it's like it's maybe the biggest drop off of anybody from like the regular season to postseason. And I get it. You also got to have like his insane regular season peak, which to his credit is up there with anybody. But then you see some of these like what the fuck they do against it was one for what's the 0 for 27 and the
like
fucking
20, 27, 28 straight missed 3-pointers.
27,
yeah
I think.
yeah like he just has some of those where it's like I use it for Justin Herbert to get my last little Charger jab in. It's like you're not just bad in the playoffs, bro. You let up a 20+ point lead against Trevor Lawrence. You had 4 turnovers against the Texans, and then you scored 3 against the Patriots. You're not just like bad in the playoffs.
That's not fair to James though, because like like that's not fair to him because when you look at it, they were up 3-2 against Golden State. Like that I go back to that
That year
series
I
again.
don't. If we're talking
Go
about the
ahead, go
Chris
ahead.
Paul year, I don't blame that one against them. When Chris got hurt and they basically went into Game 7 against maybe the greatest team ever, that one I don't hold against him.
Like he's had, like I said, he's had blunders, but it's just like the idea that like he's just a nothing in the playoffs. I don't think is fair. He's not regular season him in the playoffs, but he's not a zero either. Like we said, you get to that game 7, that's where it's tough. But just as a whole, it's like he's gave you moments.
Maybe. What's the other NBA one I wanted here? Is we were talking about the East and West last week. Oh, well, I guess you kind of already answered it because you said he top three. Will, are you cool with Wemby already being in the top three, even though he's never technically made the playoffs? He will this year, obviously, but he's yet to play a playoff game. How quick can he be number one? I guess that's the better question as we close out here. How quick can a guy get to number one, like best
If he
player
go
in
get
the
himself,
league
if he go get
status?
himself a ring, like this
Would
would
y'all
be
put him
fun.
above SGA and Jokic if he win this year?
Kind of have to, because the margins between them three are very thin. It's not like one is clearly that much better than the other. Like the margins between those three is very thin. So
Is
it's
he
like
is
if it
he
come,
eligible? Is he eligible for awards?
he can't miss like a 2 game. If he missed like 2 games, that's it for him.
Yeah.
So he's got to
But I
play.
mean,
Jokic
because
has to play. Shea's got to play.
where I'm wondering where he at as far as like defensive player of the year and stuff like that too.
Oh, he
Oh,
running
he's
away with
eligible
that. He
one.
run, he running
So
Yeah.
I
away
mean,
with that
like
shit.
if he get himself a defensive player of the year, win a ring, get a Finals MVP.
It's
And I
Shea's
mean,
winning
so
MVP if he go ahead, bro.
I know I was just gonna say, and then I mean, it's still early now, and I know we probably look at that shit kind of funny, but it's gonna matter like down the line. But like when you talk about these conference MVPs, like these Western Conference finals, like you start stacking those up. Like right now, because it's something that's introduced while we fans of it, it don't hold value. And I see your face, Justin, but like it's gonna mean
I was gonna
something
say I don't.
because the same like,
We 4 years into it now. It's
and
kind
that's
of
what I'm
going
saying
at
What
is
it.
it's
like,
called? It's Bird and Magic, right? That's what they named it
yeah,
after.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck
like
either way.
because
that's what
because
I'm
that's
also
something.
missing.
MVP guy.
I'm rolling with that.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if you can't value those, how do you value any awards? Like just because it was around, like when like the only way they become relevant is by starting eventually.
Are you gonna eventually consider in-season tournament rings?
That's not a
No,
real thing though. That's that's
I,
literally not a real thing. So it's like
the
that's
Lakers put up a
different.
banner.
It's the Lakers, bro.
Like the niggas put up a whole. I Wemby to me, and I'm not saying this will happen, but I think because of the storyline of this season, and this is possible, if they catch the Thunder, which is going to be tough because I don't think they play them anymore. But because they've already beaten them up this season, if they catch the Thunder and they go in as the 1 seed, I would put Wemby in MVP over Shea, and I think Shea right now. I think whoever wins that 1 seed right now would be my MVP pick, as long as they both obviously knock on wood play enough games. Wemby to me would take it, and I'm fine with because he's the most unique athlete we've ever seen play basketball. Like you just don't have guys this size who are this flexible, play this style. Like every time this nigga dribbles through his legs and then takes 2 steps and dunks the ball and then hits a step back three the next possession, and the whole time on defense, niggas won't even shoot no more. Like it, yeah, they win a title this year. I'm not mad at him being one. I'm not mad at him being one, honestly. Like if the Pistons won a title and the Spurs make it farther than the Thunder and the Nuggets, I wouldn't even be mad if you said he was the best player. Because I don't think Cade, who would be obviously the best player on the Pistons, I don't think Cade can touch him. Can catch him. I shouldn't say that. I don't think Cade can catch him this year. And no one's because we are now officially out of the LeBron era of basketball. As great as Jokic's resume is, and it is incredible, no one's resume is so overlapping the field like Bron's was that best player in the world is more available to be had versus when LeBron was in his prime. It was like, all right, this nigga's the best at everything. He's got the MVPs. He's got rings. Like, y'all are playing for far second place. So, nah, man, Wemby's shout out to the Spurs. Y'all did it, man. Fix the fucking second apron so they don't have to tear this team apart in 2 years. CJ McCollum.
I got Jokic at 3.
Damn, behind Shea and Wemby.
Yeah.
See, but you don't like Jokic.
No, I fuck with Jokic. He just
You
don't play
fuck with
defense.
Jokic. Where's Luka?
So if we just all sat here and said, "Oh man, the line between them is kind of thin," and I say, "Yeah, both of them niggas play defense, so I'm putting them ahead of them." Is that crazy? That's wild.
Is Luka top 10?
He's one of the best offensive players in the game today.
Hey man, with that being said, appreciate everybody for coming through, hanging out with us. I saw Luka live. Look, man, why y'all niggas all want to fight Jeremiah Fears, but that nigga's getting in your face at 7 feet tall. Y'all, anyway. Look, man, appreciate everybody for coming through.
Bam's 83.
This out the mud with Rashad.
Hey, shout out to the tweet and like shout out to Cassidy being like the face now of like horrible ass bars. Like niggas don't want to hear y'all talk about Bam having 83 and like some shit. Like, hey, where the fight?
That would have been fired 10 years ago. Maybe not 10 years ago. That would have been fired 15 years ago. 10 years ago was 2016. That wouldn't have been fired in 2016.
Oh, there we go. As we leave y'all with this great message, the Pelicans are up, and Papoose just dropped a new 50 Cent diss. Welcome to 2026, man. It's been real. We appreciate y'all as always. Don't forget to check us out. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. We out here. We will not be reviewing the Papoose diss record next week. You will have to find a different show for that. Hey, man. Appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you then.
Use code HARDFOUL10 on couch.